So good morning everyone. Today is Thursday the 7th of May. Only 8 or 9 days left for the coming event, the big event on 16th, 17th of May. After the Buddha attained the enlightenment in Buddha Gaya, he embarked on spreading the teachings of the Buddha in all backgrounds of people, from the rich to the poor, from the kings to the beggars, from a general public to the religious leaders, for 45 years. Villages after villages and towns after towns and countries after countries, he traveled and taught the Dhamma. And Buddha's teachings now is regarded as 84,000 of Dhamma principles, categorized in such a way which is very difficult to count. Nevertheless, among this 84,000 Dhamma principles that the Buddha taught for 45 years, when we summarize it into core teachings, then it comes under the Four Noble Truths. So as a result, the Buddha gave us similes of his teaching, so that as the elephant's footprint is so big that includes all other animals' footprints inside the elephant's footprint, so similarly there appears to be many Dhammas that the Buddha taught, but all comes under the Four Noble Truths. So as a result, this Four Noble Truths is regarded as the main teachings of the Buddha. That very first day when he spoke with the 5 ascetics, he articulated the concept and the practice further on the results of this Four Noble Truths. So the Four Noble Truths in Pali known as Arya Satya. Satya means truth and Arya means the noble. And there are 4 principles. The one is Dukkha Satya. Dukkha here means suffering, or undurable, or oppressive, and also conflicting. Further on, it is also understood as the disappointments, the truth of suffering in a nutshell. Second is Samudaya Satya. Samudaya is the cause of creating suffering, or cause of a suffering. The third is the Nirodha Satya. Nirodha here means the cessation or the ending of suffering. Here basically Buddha speaking that there is the end of any sufferings that we experience. And the last one is the Magga or Patipada, Majjhima Patipada, which is the path leading to the cessation or path leading to the ending of a suffering. So these four are the basic principles of the Buddha that Buddha taught throughout his dispensation of 45 years. And when we investigate deeper into it, we understand that among these four noble truths, first three are the natural phenomena that it's there and is there and will be. Suffering. Here again we have a physical suffering and mental sufferings. Doesn't matter what sort of a sufferings that we are experiencing, it has a cause, and that cause is a desire. If we take the desire out, then the suffering will end. So there is a path to end the suffering. So that's why all three, initial three, are the universal. But what the Buddha invented or Buddha discovered was the Eightfold Noble Path, called Arya Atangika Magga, in the short form Magga, or the Majjhima Patipada, the middle path. Oftentimes people think that Buddhism is pessimistic because Buddha talks about the suffering and disappointment as the main principle. And those who made a presumption thinking that Buddhism is pessimistic is because only looking at the one aspect of the Dhamma but not dwell into further on. In fact, the Buddha is realistic. He didn't cover it up by denying a suffering, but he simply exposed it, that this is the suffering. It's like we are experiencing illness and a doctor is pointing at that the cause of this illness is this, and there is a cure. So Buddhism technically is a realistic religion, not a pessimistic religion at all. And when we investigate this Four Noble Truths, then we realize that it is realistic religion. And as we know, the term Arya Satya is the noble truth. So here noble means something that's real, not delusional or not covered it up. So that's why this Four Noble Truth is the main teachings of the Buddha. So the dukkha is suffering, both physical and mental, or pain, grief and despair, and all again comes down under one single aspect, that is attachment, or clinging onto the five aggregates, which we call, or which Buddhism defines as a person. So five aggregates are the rupa, the physical body, vedana, the sensation, sanya, the perception, sankhara, the formation, and vijnana, the consciousness. So rupa, vedana, sanya, sankhara, vijnana are, once come together, then it forms a person. So attachment to it is the problem. So So it's not that we have these 5 aggregates is a problem, but attachment to it is a problem. And that's the reason why when we practice meditation in the 4 foundations of a mindfulness, that first comes is the contemplation of the body. And here contemplation of the body is to overcome such clinging onto this body. And the reason we cling is our desire not to be get old, not to be get sick, not to be died. So that desire is the cause known as the samudaya satya, is a cause of a suffering. And here the cause of a suffering is divided into 3. Craving for sensual pleasure, called kama tanha, craving for existence and craving for non-existence, bhava tanha and vibhava tanha. So the first one, craving for sensual pleasure, is we would like to consume things or have something that makes us happy. If we don't get it, then we are disappointed. Whereas the second and the third is want to be such and want to be and not want to be that. So want and don't want to be are also a desire. And that's the cause of a suffering. So we don't fulfill as we wish. So like the want to be, which means we want to be healthy, we want to be strong, we want to be young. We don't want to be get sick. We don't want to be died. Such states are not under our control. It's a natural phenomena. As a result, we cannot overcome. But as soon as we have a desire rather than accepting it, then that leads to the suffering. So the practice of the Dhamma, that's why, is to reflect on such natural phenomena and understand that these things are natural phenomena, that we cannot have any control over it, but to accept and realize and not to have any desires. So the third, the Nirodha Satya, is that basically ability to understand, realize and let it be. Not having any sorts of clinging onto these 5 aggregates or whatsoever, then that is the ending. And this ending is also the complete extinguish, or the Nibbana, the ultimate attainment. So to get that, or to attain this ultimate attainment, is what's known as the Arya Atthangika Magga, or Majjhima Patipada. There are 8, this is called Eightfold Noble Path. So this Eightfold Noble Path is Buddha's discovery, the path that leads to the ending of all the sufferings. So here, the Eightfold Noble Path that the Buddha laid down, starting from the wisdom part. That's the right understanding and right intention. So based on that right understanding and right intention or right thought, it actually illustrates that Buddhism is relied on the intellectual exercise as well as experiential. In terms of the intellectual perspective, we are encouraged to understand things as they truly are through study and investigation. And further on, not only through the investigation, but also put it into practice and see them in a first hand. So that's the wisdom part, the right understanding and right view. Right view, and then the second one is the right intention or right thought. Now, obviously, rest will follow. Once we have a right thinking, then our speech becomes right, and our action becomes right. Right here means the wholesome, noble, and our living also becomes right. Our concentration, our effort right, concentration right, mindfulness right. So these are the path. We have to take it. We have to understand that this Majjhima Patipada, or the Magga, the Eightfold Noble Path, is the path, not the end. It's just the path that leads to the ending the suffering. That's why the proper translation for the Arya Attangika Magga is the path leading to the enlightenment, or path leading to the freedom from suffering. So that's the Eightfold Noble Path is the path, not the end. Often people misunderstand that this is the teaching. Actually, it is a teaching, but not the end of the teaching. This is just the signpost that the Buddha gave us to find out the way in. After we have practiced this Eightfold Noble Path, then there arises the true knowledge. And that true knowledge leads to the liberation. So this path is basically, the Eightfold Noble Path is the path that we walk to gain the true knowledge. So that's why these Four Noble Truths, although it seems is the main core teachings, but this is just the path. The one is the first three on the Four Noble Truths. Buddha is explaining that this is a natural phenomenon. And then Buddha is giving the path to work on it to gain the result. So there's two sets taking place, natural phenomena, and one set that we have to work on. That's the path, Eightfold Noble Path. So the Buddha taught this for entire his life. And also when we study the Dhammas, doesn't matter, although it has 84,000 Dhammas, principles, but it comes under the single one teaching, that's the Four Noble Truths. Like the elephant's footprint can hold all other animals' footprints include in it. So that's why Buddha's teachings is the Four Noble Truths. That is, the dukkha, the suffering, should be fully understood, and the cause, the samadaya, is to be relinquished, and nirodha, the ending, should be realized, and the magga should be cultivated. And with that effective practice, we will be able to overcome and free. So here, dukkha is the effect, or suffering is the effect. Samudaya, or the cause, or that's the cause, or the root. And nirodha is the cessation, is the effect, and the magga is the cause, or the path is the cause that to attain the effect. So this is the four noble truths, the core teachings of the Buddha. I offer you as a reflection to take away and reflect on that to gain the true understanding. So with this, let's do the chanting.